Hello and welcome to Scientifically Speaking about God's double helix energy flow. On screen is a macroscopic qubit. This is basically where they have put quantum mechanics on a chip. I showed on a previous video over a year ago that the halo wave that I have been explaining on video for 5 years is the arrangement of a macroscopic qubit. And it can be seen on this video here with this screenshot. Now on this paper I showed the differing rotations as to how energy traveled. My halo wave is on the right hand side in the middle, and in a different video I'd shown how it was the replication of the CERN rings. And then I showed at the top, obviously ringed in red, the directions of travel for a microscopic qubit. The halo wave that I show is an electrical vortex to an electromagnetic wave. The qubit is the opposite of this, and they use an electromagnetic vortex to an electrical halo wave that they call the D wave. So over a year ago I showed that what I had been drawing and placing into trees and eyeballs and your whole body and every planet on the planet, because I said it's the key to all energy travel, and that's how energy must travel, and it is the building block of life which creates spheres and bubbles and tubes and everything else to do with life. I then showed the design of the halo wave is what they are doing with the macroscopic qubit. Now you can go and see these pictures and their explanations by watching about the D wave chip with Geordie Rose. Them videos are from last year, which is what I found. So as I say, I have a video explaining that, so we don't need to show anymore. It's just proof that I've already placed the halo wave inside the D wave and shown that it is quantum, and yet the D wave is the inverse reflection of the halo wave. And perhaps it's because it's mechanical that the electromagnetic vortex will give out an electrical vortex, and the electrical wave will give out an electromagnetic wave. That I'm not sure about, because I don't know anything about quantum mechanics, except I know how all energy travels, so I've been drawing it, and it turns out to be every drawing and chip that is in a quantum computer. Okay, so what have I found this time? Well, we have a phys.org article to go through. Let's read it together to see what they say. phys.org, February 18th, 2019. Sound waves let quantum systems talk to one another. Researchers at the University of Chicago and Argonne National Laboratory have invented an innovative way for different types of quantum technology to talk to each other using sound. The study, published February the 11th in Nature Physics, is an important step in bringing quantum technology closer to reality. Researchers are eyeing quantum systems which tap the quirky behavior of the smallest particles as the key to a fundamentally new generation of atomic scale electronics for computation and communication. But a persistent challenge has been transferring information between different types of technology, such as quantum memories and quantum processors. We approach this question by asking, can we manipulate and connect quantum states of matter with sound waves? Said senior study author David Ashelbaum, the Liu Family Professor with the Institute for Molecular Engineering and senior scientist at Argonne National Laboratory. One way to run a quantum computer operation is to use spins, a property of an electron that can be up or down or both. Scientists can use these like zeros and ones in today's binary computer programming language, but getting this information elsewhere requires a translator, and scientists thought sound waves could help. The object is to couple the sound waves with the spins of the electron in the material, said graduate student Samuel Whitley, the co-first author on the paper. But the first challenge is to get the spins to pay attention. So they built a system with curved electrodes to concentrate the sound waves, like using a magnifying lens to focus a point of light. So what they have here is your spins, which is electron vortices. That's what I say it is. It's a vortex that is rotating matter. And now they're saying they thought sound waves could help. So, well, a sound wave is a wave, and it uses an inverse square law as well, which means it's also electromagnetic, because magnetic law is also the inverse square law. So now they have a vortex to a wave, and then they're going to send it back to a vortex so that they can keep it going. The results were promising, but they needed more data. To get a better look at what was happening, they worked with scientists at the Center for Nanoscale Materials at Argonne to observe the system in real time. Essentially, they used extremely bright, powerful X-rays from the lab's giant synchrotron, the advanced photon source, as a microscope to peer at the atoms inside the material as the sound waves moved through it at nearly 7,000 kilometers per second. This new method allows us to observe the atomic dynamics and structure in quantum materials at extremely small length scales, said Aushalom. This is one of only a few locations worldwide with the instrumentation to directly watch atoms move in a lattice as sound waves pass through them. And the last part, just before I show the picture of what they have invented. One of the many surprising results, the researchers said, was that the quantum effects of sound waves were more complicated than they first imagined. To build a comprehensive theory behind what they were observing at the subatomic level, they turned to Professor Guillier Gali, the Liu family professor at the IME and a senior scientist at Argonne. Modeling the system involves marshalling the interactions of every single particle in the system, which grows exponentially. Aushalom said, but Professor Gali is a world expert in taking this kind of challenging problem and interpreting the underlying physics, which allowed us to further improve the system. It's normally difficult to send quantum information for more than a few microns, said Whitley. That's the width of a single strand of spider silk. This technique could extend control across an entire chip or wafer. So this invention system is trying to move quantum information. They can only send it the width of a single strand of spider silk so far. So they have to make something that will make it move further. This would be the shape that I've been referring to for the past 5 years of how energy transfers from one place to another. Now this is what I showed the other day when explaining how Tesla's fluid diode works. It comes in a vortex, spins through, creates an ouroborus field of water in the outside, which accelerates the center and gives back a power of 3. Basically, it's an energy holding station, which is also an acceleration point. It was quite easy to understand. It's Tesla's fluid diode. Things can't backflow because there's a constant rotation when the main beam of energy or water stops. So there's more energy in the ouroborus times 2 than there is in the main beam 1. So you can fit 2 pieces of energy in the ouroborus while there's only actually 1 in the beam. This is where I showed it as a waveform coming from the sun, the top one. So you have an impulsion V to an ouroborus to an expulsion A, another vortex. 2 vortices with a double helix wave in the center and a vortex coming out. And so this is what they made. The results gave us new ways to control our systems and opens avenues of research and technology applications such as quantum sensing, said postdoctoral researcher Gary Wolowitz, the other co-first author of the study. The discovery is another from the University of Chicago's world-leading program in quantum information science and engineering. Aushalom is currently leading a project to build a quantum teleportation network between Argonne and Fermi National Accelerator Laboratory to test principles for a potential unhackable communication system. So that picture is an acoustic chip is used to generate and control sound waves. So that picture is this one. So as you can see, I mean, I knew it anyway from the D chip when I first showed it as the halo wave in the quantum system video I showed last year. So my silly little picture there on the right hand side is showing energy travel, and as I explained perfectly with Tesla's fluid diode, which is an acceleration ring maker. That's exactly what this is. Information, energy, is funneled into the center. This is where it collects, rolls itself around, and then adds the energy back to the center and shoots it forward. I've said for 5 years that this is how all energy moves. And all energy attracts matter, matter covers energy, and energy moves matter. And I've said energy is passing through it and reciprocating matter. Energy does not reciprocate. Energy goes in and energy goes out. It's pretty simple. You get hot, energy is released. Simple. Energy in, energy out. But to keep it accelerated, you need a ring. And that is what they have invented here. So I've always been talking about quantum mechanics because this is the key to all energy travel. Energy and matter are separate. I've explained that on many videos. I've been drawing all energy travel, which is the key to all things. And here I have done it again. Thank you very much. I have the D-Wave quantum chip picture. Did they steal my design? Or what? Because I drew mine before I saw theirs. And now we have their vortex ouroborus vortex machine. And yet vortex, ouroborus, I've been showing in light, smoke, magnetism. So everybody can believe Simon Dan that my gravity explanation is incorrect. But energy is what holds and moves matter. And now I've just shown that I know what I'm talking about down to the quantum level. So go back in my videos and you will find that there's actually quite a lot of excellent information that nobody really understood before. My work from God is electricity, electromagnetism, and how God did everything. He showed me energy and matter were separate, and then he showed me energy going through all things. And then I went to find them, and everywhere I have put it on video. I went through the whole world first, then I came to magnetism, then I did a little bit on quantum mechanics because I don't know anything about quantum mechanics. I just know how energy travels. Thanks very much. My name is Lee. I follow the Christ. And I'm showing you all the things he showed me. Thanks very much.